औज़ुबिल्लाहिमिनश्शैतानिर्रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। नाज़रीन, आपका मेज़बान आरिफ जहांगीरी एक नए कम्युनिटी टॉक के एपिसोड के साथ हाजिर है। नाज़रीन, सबसे पहले तो मैं अल्लाह ताला का शुक्र करूं कि हमारा जो लास्ट एपिसोड था यौम इक़बाल के हवाले से, इक़बाल डे के हवाले से, नाज़रीन ने उसको बहुत बेपनाह उसको पसंद किया और मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा फीडबैक आए हैं, बहुत सारी ईमेल्स आई हैं, टेक्स्ट्स आए हैं, लोगों ने उसको बहुत अप्रिशिएट किया। सो आई रियली थैंकफुल ऑल माई ऑडियंस एंड द व्यूअर्स हु आर वाचिंग दैट। और आपको पता है कि सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट बात जो आज इस दिन और इस महीने की है कि नबी करीम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम जो है उनकी जो है वो जाए पैदाइश है और आप जो है इस महीने में पैदा हुए, राइट। तो इसलिए इस हवाले से एक छोटी सी हदीस मैं आपके दरमियान रखना चाहता हूँ और वो हदीस ये है कि, और वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट हदीस है और ये सही अल बुखारी के अंदर एक्चुअली मैंशन्ड है। और वो हदीस ये है कि एक दफ़ा हज़रत उमर रज़ी अल्लाह ताला अन्हु जो है वो नबी करीम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम की महफिल में मौजूद थे और आपसे कहने लगे कि या रसूल अल्लाह, मैं तमाम चीज़ों से ज़्यादा आपको महबूब रखता हूँ सिवाय अपनी ज़ात के। तो नबी करीम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने कहा कि नहीं, ये तुम अगर अपनी ज़ात से ज़्यादा मुझे जब तक नहीं चाहोगे तो मोमिन नहीं हो सकते। तो उसके जवाब में थोड़ी देर रुके हज़रत उमर रज़ी अल्लाह ताला अन्हु और उसके बाद उन्होंने कहा कि या रसूल अल्लाह, अब मैं तमाम दुनिया की हर चीज़ से और अपनी ज़ात से भी ज़्यादा आपको अजीज़ रखता हूँ। तो नबी करीम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने कहा, नाउ यू आर द ट्रू मोमिन एंड द ट्रू बिलीवर। तो इस महीने के हवाले से इस बात को बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि हम नबी करीम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम से सिर्फ मोहब्बत नहीं करें, और मोहब्बत का तरीक़ाकार आप सब लोग जानते हैं वो क्या है कि हम उनकी इत्तबा करें, उनके तरीक़ेकार के मुताबिक ज़िंदगी गुजारें और अपनी फैमिली लाइफ को स्पेशली जो है वो उस तरीके से बनाएं जिस तरीके से नबी करीम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने कुरान और हदीस के ज़रिए जो है हमें समझाने की कोशिश की है। तो नाज़रीन, आज का प्रोग्राम भी जो है वो बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट प्रोग्राम है और इसी हवाले से हमने उसकी थीम भी रखी है और उसकी थीम है फैमिली इश्यूज एंड द चैलेंजेस इन द मॉडर्न सोसाइटी। और इससे पहले कि मैं अपने मेहमानों के तारुफ के लिए मैं चाहूँगा कि आप एक छोटी सी वीडियो देखें और उसके बाद मैं आपको मेहमानों का तारुफ कराता हूँ।
Well, that one of the biggest parenting challenge that I can think of is the ability to manage the time that we spend at our workplace and the time that we spend with our family and with our children. And by the time I mean the quality time. Given the competitive environment that we have at our workplace, it is very difficult for us to achieve that quality time. And I think this is the biggest challenge that we face today. Thank you.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम। टुडेज पेरेंट्स पेशेंटिंग का एक बहुत बड़ा मसला ये कम्युनिकेशन है, हम अपने बच्चों से प्रॉपर्ली कम्युनिकेट नहीं करते। दूसरा बहुत बड़ा मसला ये है कि हम वी डोंट लीड बाय एग्जांपल। हम अपने बच्चे से ये कहते हैं कि चैटिंग हर वक्त नहीं करो, अपने फ़ोन को यूज़ नहीं करो, लेकिन हम भी खुद भी उनके साथ बैठ के अपने अपने फ़ोन पे बिजी होते हैं।
उनको अच्छी और बुरी बातों में फ़र्क जो होता है उनको बताना चाहिए कि आपके लिए ये अच्छा है और ये बुराई है। वो हमें देखना पड़ता है कि बच्चे जो हैं अपने लिए सही चीज़ें पिक करें, उनमें इतना कॉन्फिडेंस देना चाहिए और दीन की पूरी समझ होनी चाहिए ताकि वो बाहर से कोई भी बुरी हैबिट या कोई बुरी आदत पिक ना करें। हम अपने बच्चों को बहुत ज़्यादा अंडरस्टैंड करें और उनको भी समझने की कोशिश करें, क्योंकि अंडरस्टैंडिंग जो है जनरेशन जो गैप होता है उसमें हमारे लिए अंडरस्टैंडिंग जो है वो बहुत ज़रूरी होनी चाहिए अपने बच्चों के साथ, और बच्चों को भी पेरेंट्स को अंडरस्टैंड करें, इतनी हम उनको तरबियत दे दें या तालीम दे दें। शुक्रिया।
खासतौर पर अपन जो सोसाइटी में रह रहे हैं यहाँ पर क्या है, माँ और बाप के पास दोनों के पास भी वक्त नहीं है। तो बाप तो जो है जॉब पे चले जाता है, बिजी होता है, तो वाल अगर से जॉब करिए तो इट्स अ प्रॉब्लम।
वेलकम बैक अगेन। नाज़रीन, जैसे मैंने आपको बताया था वीडियो से पहले कि हमारे मेहमान आज हमने बुलाए हुए हैं, तो आज मेरे मेहमानों के अंदर जो है वो सिस्टर हुमैरा यहाँ मौजूद हैं, ब्रदर कैसर मौजूद हैं और डॉक्टर ज़यान मौजूद हैं। सो इससे पहले कि मैं आप लोगों से गुफ्तगू शुरू करूँ, लेट मी इंट्रोड्यूस यू टू आवर ऑडियंस एज वेल। सो सिस्टर हुमैरा इज हैविंग a PhD, Dr. Sorry, I don't tell you the Dr. Humaira Bashir. Sorry, Dr. Humaira Bashir attained a master's and a PhD in education and worked as a teacher and is specialized in the teaching youth, family and the community work. Extensive experience in the creating and designing successful youth, family and community programs. Presently, she is a member of Churchill Meadows Resident Association, currently member parent council of Stephen Lewis Secondary School and organizing member of Kite Fest, Canada Day Together Festival, Canada Debates, and as well as annual Mississauga Family Day Walkathon. If I left something, I will come back to you and you will definitely add something there. And my next guest is Brother Kesser Ghalib Hussain. Am I correct? Oh, okay. So Kaisar Hussain is the founder of Happy Strong Family, and by profession, he's a software project management consultant in healthcare sector and has been involved working in many projects with various major technological companies in GTA. Kaisar lives in Markham. He's married and has 2 daughters. And now Kaisar is focusing more work with the family, youth, as well as the children. In fact, Kaisar, together with Dr. Zayan Rashid, Umar Zia, Ismail Sheikh, has launched parenting workshop and marriage workshop, and the project named as Happy Strong Family has conducted workshop in many places in the GTA and many mosques. So we will definitely ask you about that one as well. And my next guest is Dr. Zayan Rashid Sahab. Thank you, welcome again. And he's a surgeon, doctor and surgeon, and Zayan Rashid is a member of Durham Islamic County and lived there for the last 16 years. Teaches children and youth at Islamic Center in Durham region. His interests are education for the parents and the young adult regarding parents and improving spousal relationship. Outreach coordinator for Oshawa Islamic Center in Oshawa and Islamic Center Clarendon in Curtis, Ontario. He has been delivering khutbahs to the local Oshawa University student and Durham College for about 8 years. And he has worked with the Happy Strong Family as well, a non-profit organization established in 2015. He has also associated with the Muslim Parent of Durham organization in the Durham region. This is an education and social organization. He is married and lives in Bowmanville and has 2 grown-up children. Welcome to our studio and to Community Talk. So let's, because as I mentioned already in the theme of my topics that family issues and challenges in the modern society. Before I want that, first of all, start with Sister Humaira, that tell something about your projects that I already mentioned some of the projects. So tell me specifically the projects that's involved with the parenting as well as the family.
So what I already have seen through my profile that I'm involved in community development. Community development means I'm working for youth development, family development, and creating programs for community as a whole. So one of the things which I started, and it would be coming up as challenges too, what I saw that here the parents lack guidance. So guidance in every sense, guidance in parenting, guidance in post-secondary pathways, guiding in how to deal with your youth, mental health issues, so all those stuff. So whatever the problems I've identified, I started doing programs and in providing information to the community that how to cope with, how to find solutions for those problems. So like, for example, we see that parents, especially the new immigrant parents, when they come to this country, they don't have any clue of the Canadian education system. So some of the times their kids are struggling, they're also struggling. So what we did was that we, becoming a part of school council, we informed the school council, the school community, the school administration, that these are the challenges which the parents are facing. And we designed programs which were called as parent information sessions. And some of the programs, like school cannot do all the programs. So there were other platforms through ICNA Relief Canada. I started doing more programs which were like post-secondary pathways. There were specifically programs which came out from those programs, which were a night with doctors where parents were informed about. I think you also attended.
Yes, I attended one of the programs, so I remember that.
So another program was a night with engineers. Recently we are doing, which is next week, is a program which came out from the night with engineers, is on artificial intelligence.
Oh, very good, nice.
So,
I will definitely come and watch that one. So let's stop here and let's talk with Brother Kaisar. Brother Kaisar, you are the founding member of the Happy Strong Family. So please tell me something about your organization as well as the workshop, and I will ask definitely about the workshop to Dr. Zayan. So tell me something about your organization, please.
First of all, I'd like to thank you. It's a great honor to be here. So I'd like to give a little context about my personal history. So when I came here as a young family with my wife, that time I didn't have children, and later on I got my children, and within this context I was facing issues and challenges how to raise my family and children. that's one of the thing. And I also saw many problems, issues, and violence happening in my friend circle, in spousal relationship and parents, children relationships. So these are the factors that drive me to do something around parenting, because I myself as a father, I want to be better in parenting. And as a Muslim, I was inspired by the values and the teachings of Quran and Sunnah. In Surah Tarim, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا قوا أنفسكم وأهليكم نارا. That means, you who believe, please save yourself and your family from fire.
Whenever I listen this, Dr. Zayan, especially, whenever I listen this ayah, the thing which is coming in my mind that I am sitting in an aeroplane and the air hostess is telling me, please buckle up your seat and then help somebody else, right? And the emergency, they always say you that first take the oxygen by yourself and then help. So this ayah is very much telling the same thing to us, that we have to save ourselves first, because sometimes we forget to save ourselves and we always try to save some other people's. So let's come to this Dr. Zayan. Dr. Zayan, tell me something about the parenting workshop that you are conducting, alhamdulillah, all over the GTA and doing a great job.
Jazakallah khair. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. The idea of saving ourselves and saving our family, because it's coming from the Quran, and because we have been told that the Prophet ﷺ, since you mentioned him right at the beginning, he's our role model, and we know that he brought up 6 children, 4 daughters and 2 boys, although the boys died in young age. But the reality is he brought up 4 daughters. And so therefore it is, in my mind, impossible that we do not want to replicate him in the way he did what he did. It may sound like something a little old, it may sound like something is not relevant, but amazingly, when we take inspiration from these 2 very important, what I consider primary sources, then we actually come to a model to say, what does parenting mean? How do we know what parenting should be? There is something that would be simply letting children grow. As I often use the analogy, you can leave your garden, something will grow in there, but it may not be what you want.
That's right.
How can you ignore your children, put them in a public school and say, I've done my job, but you haven't? Actually, to me, parenting is a full-time job. And anybody who thinks parenting is a part-time thing which you take on if you have to, and somebody outside the home like a Maulana or a religious person can dry clean your children into Islam, I think that's really something we need to undo. We really need to first accept the concept that Allah Ta'ala has not put us on this earth to basically just look after this part of our life which is called the dunya, but to really take off our akhirah also. And the Prophet ﷺ, as you know, the dua that he made most often was Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati. So that being the case, we use that as an analogy to say, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu qu anfusakum wa ahlikum nara wa quduha an-nasu wal hijaratu alayha malaikatun khilazun shidadun la ya'suna Allaha ma amarahum wa yaf'aluna ma yu'marun. So once you take that analogy, now you start to say, what is this saving the self mean? Well, the saving the self means make sure that I have understood the purpose of my creation. Ma khalaqtul jinna wal insa illa liya'budun. Allah has created us for worship. Worshipping, Brother Arif, I'll be honest with you, when I was younger, I used to think worshipping means namaz, salah.
It's a broader word, definitely.
Much broad concept.
Even the worship word is not cover the actual meaning of ibadah, right? There's a whole book actually on that one.
So just to put that into context, we realize parenting cannot be a part-time thing. Parenting has to be learned. I can only talk myself. I didn't learn anything about parenting till I had my children.
So let me ask Sister Humaira a question. Sister Humaira, ये बताएं, हम पाकिस्तान में रहते थे, वहाँ तो ना कोई पेरेंटिंग काउंसिल होती थी, ना कोई पेरेंटिंग वर्कशॉप होती थी. बच्चे जो है वो जो है ना बस बाप उधर दादा दादी नाना नानी खाला खालू इन्हीं के दरमियान पल के हम सब लोग तो वो वहीं से सीख गए. कभी उंगली पकड़ा के नमाजें ले गया, ना वर्कशॉप की जरूरत पड़ी, और एक ही शादी होती थी, सारी जिंदगी उसी में गुजार देते, बच्चे भी उसी करते. तो यहाँ क्यों इतना चैलेंज आ रहा है हमें?
भाई, इसका मसला ये है कि जब हम हिजरत करके इस मुल्क में आए तो हम आ तो गए, मगर एक जो हमें उसका नुकसान हुआ, बहुत बड़ा नुकसान, वो ये था कि हमेशा एक बड़ा मशहूर है कॉल कि इट नीड्स अ विलेज टू रेज अ चाइल्ड. बच्चा पालना एक बंदे की बस की बात ही नहीं है, ना माँ की ना बाप की. एक बहुत ज़्यादा लोग जो होते हैं वो एक औलाद की, एक बच्चे के पालने की, उसकी परवरिश में, उसमें उसके वालिद होते हैं, वालदा होती हैं, दादी दादा, खाला खालू, मामू, चचा, माशरे के लोग, मोहल्ले के लोग। एक मैंने प्रोग्राम देखा कुछ अर्सा पहले, उसमें मैंने गया, उसमें यह था कि होल्ड ऑन योर किड्स। उस ज़माने में आपके मोहल्ले का कोई अंकल जो था वो आपके बच्चे को डांट भी देता था, वो आपको इन्फॉर्म भी करता था, वो रोक भी देता था, और आप जाके उसको कुछ नहीं कहते थे। जब हमारी जनरेशन बड़ी हो रही थी, यानी जिनकी शादी के बाद जब बच्चे बड़े हो रहे थे, तो हम लोगों ने देखा कि जो हमारी जनरेशन थी वो बच्चों के मामले में बड़ी प्रोटेक्टिव हो गई। उन्होंने कहा जी मेरे बच्चे को आपने क्यों डांटा, मेरे बच्चे को आप रोक नहीं सकते। उसका सब लोगों ने कहना शुरू कर दिया कि आपने बच्चे के कॉन्फिडेंस को ख़त्म नहीं करना, इसको नहीं रोकना टोकना। तो यहाँ से प्रॉब्लम शुरू, और वही चीज़ हमने वेस्ट में भी आके अप्लाई की कि यहाँ सिर्फ 2 माँ बाप थे, और दोनों माँ बाप भी फुल टाइम जॉब कर रहे हैं, और अगर जॉब नहीं भी कर रहे तो हमारे पास अपनी औलाद के लिए वक्त नहीं है। जब आपके पास वक्त नहीं होता, जब आप किसी चीज़ पे इन्वेस्ट नहीं कर रहे, तो आप उसको कैसे समझेंगे कि जब इस माशरे में और आजकल के दौर में, इट्स अ ग्लोबल फिनोमेना, इसको पाकिस्तान से में भी यही प्रॉब्लम है इस वक्त जो कनाडा में है।
Everywhere is the same. It's a global village now.
ग्लोबल चैलेंज भी है, क्योंकि वालिदैन के पास वहाँ भी टाइम नहीं है।
Yep.
और मेरे ख्याल में प्रॉब्लम मैं जो अब तक देख रही हूँ कि अगर वालिदैन अपने बच्चों को वक्त नहीं दे रहे, और वो उन्होंने एक वालिद का मैंने उस वीडियो में देखा कि वो वालिद साहब कहते हैं कि जी इतना कॉम्पिटिटिव एनवायरनमेंट है, तो उस ज़माने में भी अगर हम अपने वालिद का देखती हूँ कि मेरे वालिद साहब जो थे वो गवर्नमेंट की जॉब करते थे, और बहुत टफ जॉब होती थी, बाद दफ़ा 8-9 बज जाते थे, 10 भी बज जाते। उसके बावजूद वो डेली हमारे साथ कम्युनिकेट करते थे, वो हमारे साथ बैठते थे, खाने के टेबल पे बात होती थी, नाश्ते के टेबल पे बात होती थी। आज ये काम हम नहीं कर रहे।
अब देखिए, चले, tell me brother, कैसा था Bangladesh have the same issues because you are from Bangladesh, I know that, and when you come here you already say that you feel that challenge, that's why you started this workshop, this organization as well. So tell me that this is the reality, that we have an extended family there, there's a support system there, and when we come here, here is more individual, me and my wife, right? There's no extended family to support, so that's why we are feeling these type of challenges, parenting need now.
So thank you, that's a great question. So the situation was pretty much like what is happening in Pakistan. They had extended family, there's support from extended family members. But nowadays, as we go on with the more competitiveness in the society in terms of competition of money, fame, and power, and all this, so we give more importance to other aspects of life compared to our own family, bringing quality in our relationship, bringing quality in our family time. So I think it's happening the same way in Bangladesh as well as here too. So this, I would say, this almost the same situation happening.
So you are thinking we have the same type of problem where back home as well nowadays, and here also you feel that way, because there is a support system there, right? We don't have any support system here, and the women don't want to really. I don't want to say openly that they don't want to live with their in-laws anyhow, and there are a lot of divorce rate is going on, and people want to live as an individual life here. So those are the challenges. So there is no support system. Support system means here is a wife and a husband for their children. That's it. So Dr. Zain, how you address this here?
I would say once again, Brother Arif, we should go back to the analogy of parenting being a full-time job.
That's true.
Unless that emphasis is brought in regularly, unless we connect our children with role modeling, which means I need to be the person that I want my son or daughter to be. If I'm not practicing what I preach, it becomes not only hypocritical, but it becomes very challenging for the son or the daughter to decide, how come my dad doesn't get up for Fajr? How come my dad does not have any respect for my mother? How come my mother uses language that is inappropriate for a Muslimah in terms of riba, backbiting? Those things become very powerful for children. If they're going outside, for example, public schooling, not to take anything against public schools, but the reality is public schooling is going to institute a certain kind of, if you like, atmosphere for children. Challenges come. Do you want to be like this or do you want to be like that? Now, if there is not a good Islamic household, if there's not a career path for Islam, as I call it, then the career path is to make more money, is to have a bigger home, is to have a better car, is to have more equipment in the house. Well, children look into all of this. Then they realize, you know what, this is really what I have to do. So when I come at the age of, when the son is 14, 15, how come you're not doing salah? How come my daughter is not doing this? But what role model did you put in front of them for 10 years? They are not going
So
to.
let me ask you again another question. That what are the, because you all are involved, alhamdulillah, in the family parenting and workshop and different programs. So tell me, what are some big challenges that parents are facing?
I think, Brother Arif, without question, the biggest challenge is the difference between what we know and what we do.
Okay.
The ilm and amal issue. That's one of the biggest issues. We by inherently know that Islam is a powerful way of living our life.
No doubt about
we
it.
know that it has solutions to literally every problem that we're facing. We also know that it is very applicable. But our difficulty seems to be the application of what we know. So that's one. Number two is wrong prioritization of things.
Okay.
So putting career ahead of our children.
Okay.
Putting
Their own career, you mean?
personal career,
Yes.
personal benefits,
Yeah.
personal, if you like, growth, etc. So I find people have time for the gym. I find people who have time to go and do weekend parties, but do not have time for that. So for example, if you don't sit with your children, you don't say, okay, beta, how was your school today? It doesn't have to be a long conversation.
But they are fully booked though. I saw many parents here, Dr. Zayan. I really saw that they are taking their kids for the soccer, they are taking kids for their swimming, they are taking kids for the madrasa, they are taking kids for everywhere. So it's not like that. They are putting quality time with them as well. I saw a number of parents. It's not like that they are not putting the time.
There's a second factor.
Yes.
And that factor is the digital devices that are available.
Okay.
Right? The widespread use of media and therefore allowing what I call a constant propaganda in your house. And that is not small, Brother Arif. That actually also has a very big effect on the children's psyche. So if they see something that is appealing, and these are very smart people who are putting out stuff on the media, they see stuff that looks very appealing to them.
So let me ask Sister Humaira first. कैसे देखते हैं आप ये जो मेरा मसला है कि जब पेरेंट्स के चैलेंजेस कौन से बड़े चैलेंजेस आप फील कर रहे हैं?
मेरे ख्याल में पेरेंट्स के चैलेंजेस के साथ साथ यूथ के भी चैलेंजेस हैं.
ठीक है.
और जो यूथ के चैलेंजेस हैं वो ये हैं कि ऑल्दो पेरेंट्स आर रिलीजियस बट दे हैव अ कल्चरल माइंडसेट. सो व्हाटएवर इस्लाम दे आर implementing in their house is the cultural Islam. It's not the real Islam.
Okay.
This is their own cultural upbringing, the way they were raised in Pakistan, or they were raised in India, or they were raised in Bangladesh. So there is a difference between religion and culture. So we have
Cultural values, you can say, yeah.
तो बच्चे जो मुझे कहते हैं वो ये कहते हैं कि हमारे पेरेंट्स जो खासतौर पे रिलीजियस पेरेंट्स हैं वो हम पे अपनी मर्जी का इस्लाम इन्फोर्स करते हैं. ठीक है, मिसाल के तौर पे इस्लाम पर्दे के बारे में कहता है मगर इस्लाम सिर्फ पर्दे ही के बारे में नहीं कहता. तो यहाँ पर यह था कि हम लोग, मैं लोगों को ये बात करती हूँ कि इस वक्त हम मक्की दौर में हैं. मक्की दौर का ये होता है कि बिलीव का चैलेंज है.
ठीक है.
आपका बच्चा मुसलमान होगा तो वो बाकी चीजें फॉलो करेगा ना.
ठीक है. हम ये तो मैं सिर्फ इस वक्त जो सुनने के मूड में हूँ कि वो कि चैलेंजेस हैं क्या. आई वांट टू लिसन अ वर्ड. जैसे कि हमारे पेरेंट्स ने, आपको पता है कि जैसे हमने वीडियो देखी, उन्होंने 4 बड़े अहम बातें उन्होंने कही और मैं सुन रहा था बड़े गौर से. नंबर 1 जो है वो ये है कि जनाब के वो टाइम नहीं दे पा रहे हैं अपने जॉब वर्क प्लेस की वजह से. It's not about something else. It's about workplace. They don't have time to give their children. और उनको challenge आता है.
I would say, Brother Arif, that is directly related to prioritization.
Yes, exactly.
If you have put priority as your career as a higher priority than your children, then you will find no difficulty doing that regularly and then complaining that the results are showing up which you don't like, but you never prioritize it.
So before go to the break, I want to ask you the last question because, and then we come back, take a break and come back. So the last question is that how, when you're doing the different type of programs, Sister Humaira, how you gauge that one, that this is effective program? Because people are sitting there, they go home. Do you think they remember those?
So first of all, whenever we do any program, there is an evaluation of that program.
Okay.
So the moment they do the program, there is an online survey sent to all the registrants.
So your organization do those type of
Yes,
things.
and also the testimonials we take from based on those feedback, we design another program.
Okay.
So it's not only that we do it and they go home and there is no feedback. There is a feedback, and after based on those feedbacks, we design more programs.
So Kesar, how you gauge? Because you are administrative type of work you are doing, and I know that Dr. Zayan is more like a speaker and a trainer. So how you gauge?
Yes, so we follow similar process. We have feedback forms, evaluation assessment form after each and every workshop, and we take the feedbacks very seriously. And also, not only that, we also have a series of workshops already designed, and we give activities and homework and for the parents to do and come back with the result in the next session, so that we can measure and analyze what are the performance of the parents on those activities that is covered in the previous workshop since then till now. So this is kind of, you can say, a measure about the performance of the parents in parenting, and also it also has like feedback on how effective the tool that we are teaching on doing that particular parenting.
So Dr. Zion, you want to add something here?
So I would say that if you look at, for example, the parenting workshop that Brother Qaiser has mentioned, we have 6 of these workshops.
Okay.
I'll just give you the, if you like,
I
the
will
title.
listen about that 6th workshop after the break.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I just want to
How do you assess?
assess. Right.
Okay, so this is really what I was saying. If, for example, the first workshop says, why do children misbehave? We have solutions and we have questions.
Okay.
We then ask parents to take us, if you like, a homework book home and come back the week or the week after, whenever the next workshop is, and say, let's see what you have implemented from what you learned, number 1. Number 2, very similar to what Sister Humaira said, we actually have also an analysis, or if you like, a feedback form, which we distribute right away and also allow an online filling up to say you can give us feedback later.
ओके सो नाज़रीन, हम एक छोटा सा वक्फा लेते हैं, उसके बाद वापस आएंगे और पूछेंगे कि आज की इस मॉडर्न दुनिया के अंदर जो है वो बच्चों लैपटॉप, सेल फोन, ये तमाम चीज़ों का इस्तेमाल है, बल्कि बड़े भी लगे होते हैं, बच्चे भी लगे होते हैं, चारों बैठे होते हैं एक टेबल के ऊपर अलग अलग डिवाइसेस के साथ, और इतना बड़ा मसला है ये इस वक्त, और इस इतना बड़ा चैलेंज है फैमिलीज के लिए। तो हम आएंगे और इन तीनों हमारे जो गेस्ट हैं इनसे ये अहम तरीन सवाल करेंगे। लेट्स टेक अ ब्रेक।
Moringa has been used as a natural medicine for years. It is known as the miracle tree and provides real benefits for your body, as it contains over 46 types of antioxidants. What I love about Greenwich's certified organic moringa is that it's an upcoming detoxifying superfood. It's the highest quality moringa, and to be honest, I actually can't get enough of it.
Thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate, whether it be residential, commercial, or pre-construction, Arshad Bhatti and his team of professionals can help. We have guaranteed allocations in high-rise and low-rise pre-construction projects in and around the GTA. Want to be updated when a new project launches? Then join our database today and never miss out on the latest projects. Call Arshad Bhatti at 416-300-5600. That's 416-300-5600, or register at arshadbhatti.com.
Injuries not only impact you, but also people around you. Life is better than this. Let's get your life back. The injury lawyers at Alam Law will use their years of experience to handle your claim so that you can focus on your recovery. And remember, you don't pay until we win. Alam Law.
Life is precious, and health is the greatest gift. The best investment you can ever make is in your own health and life. Take steps now for your health and life concerns, which includes drug and dental insurance, travel insurance, critical illness, disability income insurance, and super visa insurance. We also provide life insurance, RESP, RRSP, and segregated funds.
To make the informed decision, contact Babar Chughtai, your health benefit advisor, at 416-816-9210. It's 416-816-9210.
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। नाज़रीन, जैसे कि मैंने आपको वक्फे से पहले बताया था कि एक बहुत अहम सवाल हमने अपने गेस्ट से पूछना है, क्योंकि आज इस मॉडर्न सोसाइटी के अंदर एक सबसे बड़ा जो चैलेंज है, और जैसे कि आपने हमारी वीडियो के अंदर पेरेंट्स से भी सुना था कि वो कह रहे थे जनाब कि उनके पास टाइम नहीं होता और वो डिजिटल कम्युनिके जो आजकल डिवाइसेस हैं उनका इस्तेमाल इतना बढ़ गया है कि पेरेंट अपनी डिजिटल डिवाइस में लगे होते हैं, बच्चे अपने में लगे होते हैं। बल्कि खाने के एक वाकया तो मेरी नज़रों से गुजरा कि खाने की टेबल के ऊपर बैठे हुए हैं, वो बहन भाई आपस में चैट कर रहे हैं वहाँ बैठकर, मतलब वो बात नहीं कर रहे। तो दिस इज वन ऑफ द थिंग दैट आई शुड आस्क, दैट दिस इज अ बिग चैलेंज टू आवर सोसाइटी, एक्चुअली द लार्जर सोसाइटी एज वेल। So let's ask, start with Sister Humaira. Sister Humaira, what do you think that how can we rectify this issue? Because digital devices is life now. Because if I myself, I'm telling you myself, if I not have the 5 minute that device, I cannot see that device and what's the message coming, I feel that I am empty myself. So how can what's the message for the parent? What's the solution?
I think the most important thing which brothers has already mentioned is that अगर ये आप चाहते हैं कि आपका बच्चा जो है वो किसी चीज़ से डिटैच हो, सबसे पहले आपको अपने आप को उससे डिटैच करना
ठीक है।
और इसके अलावा ये है कि आपको फैमिली के लिए कोई क्वालिटी इंगेजमेंट करनी होगी। जैसे हमने अपने घर में बोर्ड गेम्स शुरू की,
ठीक,
हमने अपने घर में डिस्कशंस शुरू की, हम लोगों ने फिशिंग हमने देखा कि हमारे बच्चा जो था, हमने देखा कि अब कहीं डिवाइस पे ज़्यादा ना जाए, तो हम लोगों ने फिशिंग पे लेके जाना शुरू किया, या कहीं निकल रहे हैं तो साथ ले लिया, बजाय इसके कि और डिवाइस कहा कि घर छोड़ दे। 100% नहीं कर सक रहे मगर एटलीस्ट पूरी
give a full 100% try.
हाँ, एफर्ट तो कर रहे होते हैं ना। कि अगर आप एफर्ट ही नहीं कर रहे, और दूसरा ये है कि आज एक 6 महीने के बच्चे को बच्चा रो रहा होता है, माँ उसके हाथ में डिवाइस पकड़ा देती है।
Easiest way है ना।
इवन ये कि ना खाली डिवाइस,
जैसे पहले दूध की बोतल थमा देते थे, अब डिवाइस थमा देते।
और डिवाइस के अलावा जो कुछ अर्सा पहले, जैसे जिनके बच्चे अब थोड़े बड़े हो रहे हैं, जिस जमाने में डिवाइसेस नहीं थे, वो ये होता था कार्टून लगा देते।
हाँ, that's true. तो जाहिर साहब आपसे पूछते हैं ना, so what are the how you solve this in your workshop, this issue?
So Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Once again, before I start, I will remind myself and parents, remember that you and me have been given a huge responsibility of parenting.
That's true.
Please keep re-emphasizing this. It sounds like a cliche, but it's like everything else.
That's true.
You remind yourself on a snowy day, why am I going to work? Because I need to earn money.
Exactly.
There's no problem getting up, scraping the car, getting out, doing all the hard work, getting there, coming back. Why? Because you've got the importance of this work thing in your mind. The same thing should be emphasized when it comes to parenting. Exactly. It should never be imagined that this is something easy. It is not easy.
It's a difficult job.
It is a tough job.
Yeah.
But the rewards are immense. Immense rewards.
That's true.
So parenting workshop is simply, if you like, a small way of saying, you don't have time. Okay, like sister mentioned, we have come to a new environment. There are perhaps newer challenges. But the old challenging of fulfilling the promise to Allah has not changed.
Not changed.
The ability to do things right must remain. Allah Ta'ala says, La yukallifullahu nafsan illa wusaha. I will not place on you a problem that you cannot deal with. So therefore we should trust Allah Ta'ala completely on this. He said, if I start doing the right things, Allah becomes my supporter. How do we do it? We have a set of workshops. Okay. I'll just give you the titles so you have some idea what we do. We basically do what's first of all really very much an awareness thing.
Okay.
So awareness is really something like what we're doing right now. Why do we need to do this? Well, look at the Muslim kids who are involved with drugs. Look at the Muslim children who are involved with gangs. Look at the Muslim children who are doing other things that are completely un-Islamic. They are unethical even. So beyond that now, how do you tell the parents what to do? We have these workshops. I'll just give you the titles. We start with what do you want? What do you want for your child? Have you got a vision for him or her? Where do you see him in 10 years? Where do you see him in 15 years? We actually have a little set of things. We call it SPICES: spiritual, physical, intellectual, cultural, educational, and I forget the last test, but that's really what we do. So we first ask parents to put down your milestones.
Oh, that's
it's
true.
Tough, but it's a good start. That's what you want. Number 2 workshop is really around what is the problem? Why do children do what they do? Why do they misbehave? Despite all the
That's
we
a
want,
very important question,
right?
actually.
So why do they misbehave?
Why they misbehave?
And there is a whole set of workshops on that. These workshops, by the way, for our listeners, last about an hour, hour and a half, with Q&As to follow. So they're very productive because you hear
These
from
workshop is online, Brother Kasser, or?
No, it is on site for now.
Okay.
But in future,
we will put on the line, online for them.
We haven't, Brother Arif, because we felt that participation in a manner that looks like you have a real interest in going somewhere and doing something. So I feel even if you drive somewhere, let's say on a Sunday morning when you'd rather sleep at home, what does that say right away? It's important, that's why you're doing it. If I put everything online, well, I'm not saying we can't do it, but the interaction that takes place, the talking that takes place between parents, because parents learn from each other. They're not just learning from me, they're also learning from each other. Third workshop is called how do you decide what is disciplining and what is punishment? You have to decide. You cannot take on everything that they disagree with and you and them starting having a fight. Number 4 is, how do you make decisions? I like what Sister Humaira was saying, family conferences. The idea that the family sits like a shura. Sit together. It doesn't have to be a lot of talking.
And talk.
Just for 5 minutes, say, how about brothers and sisters? How about kids?
Yes.
We put our devices on the side and we just sit for a few minutes.
That's very true.
Even
Very important.
for a few
Very
minutes.
important.
And we just talk about
I
was your week.
I feel myself the effectiveness of it because I say my same thing to my children. So I know that there is a ICNA Relief is doing the development program, youth development program. So tell something about that one because I know that it's from last many years this development program is going on. So what are the subject? What you are teaching there?
So basically, Youth Leadership and Development Program for several years, ICNA Relief Canada is doing, and what they do is that high school youth, they attend those programs and they're given every type of training, like doing a project, leadership skills. They invite, member parliament and community leaders to, and then they make a group and then give them a project. So basically, they develop leaders in the community and give them a vision that when you'll go back to your school or the community, and then how you can bring difference in the lives of others. So some of our youth leadership program graduates have been been awarded by mainstream organization too, because the way they have contributed and the way they have learned from those programs.
So one of the big challenge which I get from the feedback from many parents that mental illness of our youth, right? And the stress level is not mental. When we say something about mental illness, we think that is like pagal hai. That's not is that. There is a depression, there is something, stress level is getting very high. And I feel that the education system, especially in the university, put a lot of stress and the mental illness to the children. This is one of the big issue, right? So what parents have supposed to do during this time? I start with the Brother Kesser.
Thank you.
And then I will come to Sister Humaira, and then because it's a very important question, I want to list 3 of you from this.
Thank you. So we have already designed a workshop on peer pressure, for example, and we have identified how the peer pressure originates and what are the sources, what are the reasons. For example, in a school, peer pressure in a class is different than peer pressure in the lunchroom or in corridor, because there are different factors playing to cause this peer pressure. Even parents can cause peer pressure, mental anxiety, by comparing a child with another child, which is like maybe he's doing better performance in some aspects of his life. So comparison and other things may create a lot of anxiety and stress on this child, and definitely it's not a good favorable mental state for the child.
So Sister Humaira, what you want to add?
So what I will say that there are not only through the Islamic organizations workshops, we also do the Canadian Mental Health Association has designed very good workshops.
Okay.
So what I did was that when we were in talking to our school administration, they actually, we had a feedback from the parents and from the school teachers. They asked us that, because mental health is a taboo in our community.
Yes.
We don't want to talk about it.
We don't want to discuss it.
We won't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
So it is not mental health. It is like what you said,
Depression
anxiety. For
Anxiety
example,
and
like,
depression, actually.
grade 9 to grade 12, especially coming from a South Asian background, the parents have too much expectations from their kids. You have to go to a medical school, you have to become an engineer. And, for example, one bad test can ruin
Why
their
you not bring 90? Such a less number. Why you not bring 95?
And one of the girls I was talking to, she said, my mom wants me to be a doctor. I don't want to be a doctor.
I will tell you a joke. Yes. Yesterday, my son come. He's a mathematics test, and he say, "This is my test. 90 number. He bring it." So I say, "I know that you are saying that. Why you not bring 95?" So he tell me that was. I say, "How you know that?" I'm telling you.
My son one day came. One of my son he came. He said, "Mom, I want to share you something."
Yeah.
And he didn't want to share it in front of his brother. So I said, "What is?" He said, "I had a B." I said, "Oh, don't worry. I had a C one time." He said, So this is the reaction. So the moment I said, don't worry,
Yeah.
he was relaxed.
You get relaxed.
And it was so much stress, because too much, sometimes you compare your sons together. Like, you're comparing your eldest son with your youngest one.
But the intention is that parents want to see the successful to the children.
But success not in the faith that you're...
So let's listen from Dr. Zayan. This is a very important question, and you're a doctor too. So I want also the medical perspective as well as a trainer. You have to give the answer of this.
Brother Arif, once again, I would say that the emphasis of the parent, the role modeling aspect that he or she puts in front of their children to say, look, there are people who are extremely successful in their academic performance, but they are bad fathers.
That's true.
They're very poor husbands. They're sometimes very poor Muslims. Although I'm nobody to comment on somebody's Islam, but I would say if Allah Ta'ala has given you all of this, what have you put out in return? Children should be made to become contributors, not just consumers. People should really think of being thermostats. I change what I don't like. But let's say we have a problem. Let's accept that there is a problem of what we want from our children. What are we going to do about it? I would say a healthy communication channel with your children on a regular basis. So the child, look, I give the example of Yaqub alayhi salam all the time. Yusuf alayhi salam comes and tells his father, Dad, I saw 10 stars and a sun and moon making sajda to me. How many children come and tell their parents their dreams? Never mind the real life. They're not going to talk about dreams.
Right.
So open communication channel.
Yes.
So the child can come and say to you and me whatever is bothering him or her. That's not something that we should underestimate. I think the second aspect of it is, like Sister Humaira said, be a person who recognizes that you are not always who you are. You asked me about my being a physician. I actually failed my initial exam to even clear my MBBS. And I shared it with my children up front.
Yes.
I had a very tough time when I first came across into the West. I failed my initial exams. So I said, failing is not necessarily failing in your life. Failing is giving you an opportunity to succeed again. What's the problem? I'm not saying encourage failing, but I'm saying don't get on top of their case just because they're not doing what you want them to do. And you mentioned being a doctor. I wouldn't, Brother Arif, want to be treated by a doctor who didn't want to be a doctor. I wouldn't want to be.
Your father or parents say you, Zayan, you have to be a doctor, right?
I mean, maybe they did
something like that.
But I
myself want to be a journalist, but my father wants me to be an engineer. So I go to that profession. I am an engineer as well. So very important question. I know that Sister Humaira did a PhD in the education, and I know that she did during the after marriage when children are there, because I want to listen his story, because a very amazing story Sister Humaira have, because without the support of the family she cannot achieve that. I know that. So can you share our viewers that your story a little bit?
So not only PhD, actually when I was doing my second master, it was after 10 years of my marriage, and I had to go visit UK, and I was living in Pakistan. And at that time, my husband left his job and he came with me. And so he decided to support me, and he was taking care of the kids when I was doing my master's. And then when I started doing my PhD, and I had to commute a lot because I did my PhD from UK.
I know that. A lot of time you're going
traveling. Yes, and my husband was there to support. And, he was taking care of him. He was coming home a little bit early, making food, breakfast. So he, mashallah, is a great cook and great dad. So what my kids actually love his cooking more than mine. So they, the understanding between a husband and wife, supportive, respectful.
But how the children support you? That's I want to listen more, because that's a very important aspect actually.
So whenever we do anything in our family, we have an open communication. We share our problems. We share whatever we are struggling with. We always discuss. So our kids are sometimes our mentors, our counselors. So we are their counselors, and sometimes they are their counselors. So I think that was a relationship which I saw when I was raised by a great father, and I see the same kind of attributes in my husband, mashallah. So he is very connected with his kids. So he always take them to school, have that communication in the car after Fajr Salah. So he is the busiest person on earth, what I see,
I know.
But he has given time in that busiest, and I'm also a very busy woman doing all those programs. But alhamdulillah, with all that busy schedule, wherever I want to do an event, my kids are with me to volunteer. So we are spending quality time as a family. So wherever we volunteer as a family.
So I want to ask Dr. Zayan, to you especially, that we have some challenges of the extended families here. And you know that we come from the back home, we bring here children to give them the education, and they can get the high level in the society, right? And they can earn more money. They have a good family life, no financial problems. That's our dreams, right? We bring our kids here. But what happened that the society is creating individualism here with the children, right? And the schools are focusing more on individualism, right? Even they say that your father beat you or your mother says something, tell us. The teacher will, you have to say to the teachers. So what happened that when they get married and the extended families are there, so one of the challenge from the young family come that they don't want to live with their in-laws or with the parents, right? And that's where a lot of divorce happening in our society. And this is one of the aspect of the parenting as well, that we have to teach our children that how to deal that problem when they are getting to the marriage. So please, if you can give the answer of this one, I really appreciate, because a lot of viewers are listening and they want to listen to this answer.
So once again, I don't want to sound like I'm repeating myself over and over again, but the reason I repeat this again and again is because the emphasis I want this to be taken in by all of us, myself first.
Okay.
To say role modeling means your son and daughter has seen a beautiful home where he has seen the advantage of being married. So no way can I, as a physician, practice or function if I don't have a stable home.
But
you
we
can't
left our parents back home, right? We
So
come here.
if
So
come-
they saw already that we left our parents.
So there you can quite easily, and this is what I do,
Yeah.
emphasize the fact that we have as Muslims not been stopped from emigrating and going to better pastures. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's true.
But if you bring what is good from there and adopt what you found good here, you actually can create the perfect match. So there may be things in this society like individualism, like people who are promoting the self agenda, but there are also good opportunities here. There are people who will not stop you from becoming a good father if you have that interest. And a good husband, I don't believe myself, is an automatic. I think those are skills to be learned, like everything else. I think Sister Humaira alluded to this earlier on. When the marriage took place, what was the prioritization? Was the priority on character? The Prophet ﷺ in a Sahih Hadith has said a woman is married, and I believe men are married for the same reason, either for her beauty or for her family or for her wealth, but also for her character or deen. And the Prophet ﷺ said, take on the woman with the character. Not to say that you should not looking for a good looking wife, but if your emphasis has always been the external, the internal was never looked into, then Brother Arif, no matter what kind of money you make, how much big a house you live in.
Let me ask the Sister Humaira this question. Sister Humaira, this is one of the huge issue, and you are dealing with I know the marriages counseling as well, and you're dealing a lot of issues there. So how you see this issue to deal?
First of all, again, it starts from how you've been raised. So I think raising is an important issue. Values you cannot inculcate through one workshop or two workshops. This is how, what is your nature, how you, like for me, I lived in joint family system. My father-in-law and mother-in-law used to live with me, and my kids saw how me and my husband were respectful. In fact, we came to Canada and we went back because their grandparents were missing them.
Okay.
And we were thinking that we will never came back until my father-in-law passed away.
Okay.
So we came to Canada just because he was not alive. If he would have been alive, we would never have been here.
Okay.
So my kids, especially my eldest one, have seen living in a joint family system.
Okay.
And they were like, what I already told you, they were raised by their grandfather, their uncles, their aunts, and what I see the values in them, I don't see I could have done it alone the way he would. And nowadays, what you mentioned is that the divorce is happening just because of not only extended.
This is one of the reasons. I'm not saying all the reasons.
So I personally
I'm not
think
saying all the
that
reasons.
don't blame the joint family system for that.
So it is not. You are saying it's not the issue of the joint family
I think
system.
that
it's the issue of the parenting. You saying?
I think the problem is the kids are too much idealistic, and
Okay.
there is lack of tolerance. So nothing to do with the parents, because they are divorcing each other because of their own reasons. Not
So
because
we
of
will
the-
definitely discuss the issue of the children in the next program, and I will definitely call for you as a guest as well. So Brother Kessler, how we deal this in your community? How you see that this extended family issue?
It's a great, important question for sure. So what I do, I always emphasize on relationships, how to build positive relationships. So with my children, I say, I'm not a moneymaker for you. I am here to have a good, happy, strong family. And that's why even I don't keep TV. It's my personal choice. I don't have TV, and I don't need to spend time on TV. Rather, I choose to spend time on my children and make them a source of joy and happiness for me, and also make myself a source of joy and happiness for my children. And I do everyday basis. I do a voice or phone conference or video conference with my parents because they are back home, to build that connections between my.
So you're trying to be a role model, that telling them that, hey, I'm caring of my parents, and you have to caring us when we are getting old. So
Exactly.
before going end this program, I want every one of you, if you can put 30-second message for our viewers. I start with Dr. Ziam, so because the important message, I think so, connecting with the Islams, with the family. I want to that some message, please tell to our viewers.
I would make 3 key points so that we can go home with something. Number 1, please consider parenting a full-time job. Please do not underestimate the importance of being proactive versus reactive. Number 2, consider this to be your legacy. Your children will represent you after you and me are gone. We don't like the idea of having been gone, but we will go. And these children, and not just these children, children that you have had a chance to see in the masjid, for example, your nephews, your nieces, don't confine yourself to just this small family unit that unfortunately the society promotes. Make this a wider perspective. Say to yourself, what do I want myself to be remembered by when I'm gone? Last but not the least, don't expect from people, expect from the one that created the people.
Wow. Brother Qasem.
Thank you. So I would like to start with the saying of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, "The best of you is the one who is best to his family, and I am the best among you to my family." So I think it's not for granted. It's something, a great skill to be learned. So nowadays, parents are not knowledgeable or not equipped with those necessary information. So I would like to encourage all the parents to gain knowledge first and practice upon it. And my workshop can be found in www.happystrongfamily.com, where you can find a lot of information, where we are doing our parenting workshops in GTA, Greater Toronto area. Thank you.
Sister Humaira.
So I will tell the parents that don't forget the power of dua. And I think dua and sadaqah are the things which will benefit you a lot. And you should have a belief in your child. You should be their best friend. Talk to them and pray for them, especially if you are worried about them. Pray 2 rakat nafal at the late night and pray for your kids. And I think prayers will have miracles. And do a lot of sadaqah and help others, and ask people for dua for your children.
Very good and wonderful message from all of you 3, because this is very important. Viewers के हमने आज कोशिश की, टाइम हमारे पास बड़ा शॉर्ट होता है, हमने कोशिश की कि पेरेंटिंग के इश्यूज को डिस्कस किए जाए कुरान और सुन्ना की रोशनी के अंदर। बहुत खूबसूरत हदीस भी सुनाई गई यहाँ पर। और ये महीना जो है रबी अव्वल का चल रहा है, जैसा कि आप जानते हैं कि नबी करीम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम का महीना है, और इसके अंदर बहुत सारे प्रोग्राम्स होते हैं। लेकिन द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट मैसेज फॉर यू इज़ दैट कि हमें ना सिर्फ ये कि उनसे मोहब्बत करनी चाहिए, और मोहब्बत का तरीका ये है कि उनके बताए हुए तरीके के मुताबिक हम अपनी फैमिली लाइफ को सर्व करें। बिकॉज विदाउट दैट यू कैन नॉट से दैट आई लव समबडी। एंड अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला मेंशन इन द कुरान कि अगर जब तक तुम नबी करीम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम से मोहब्बत नहीं करोगे, तुम मेरी मोहब्बत तक भी नहीं पहुंच सकते। तो हम अगर अल्लाह से मोहब्बत करना चाहते हैं तो नबी करीम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम की इत्तिबा करें, तो इंशाअल्लाह ताला हमें दीन भी मिल जाएगा, दुनिया भी मिल जाएगी और आखिरत भी मिल जाएगा। तो इंशाअल्लाह ताला हम नेक्स्ट हफ्ते फिर एक नए प्रोग्राम के साथ हाजिर होंगे। जब तक के लिए इजाजत दीजिएगा, एंड डोंट फॉरगेट टू गिव मी द फीडबैक्स। अस्सलामु अलैकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातहू।